Welcome back to the Piping Pastor. Well, it's been a bit over a week since I put my last video out because we were on holiday. I think I forgot to mention that during my last video. We were on a week-long exploration of the Grand Canyon and kind of surrounding areas. To do the video, the first place we were staying in Sedona. We began our trip in Sedona. Well, technically began our trip by picking my daughter up at the Phoenix airport because she flew in from her university and met us there so we could travel up. But some hiking trails around Sedona. Seeing some of the natural splendor of that region. And then to the South Rim and then Kanab. So we went through New Mexico, Arizona, Utah. Then we ended our trip in Las Vegas. Not to see Las Vegas, but that's where my daughter was flying back out of to go back to Pennsylvania. Because it was cheaper to fly into Phoenix one way and then fly out from Vegas one way, oddly enough. And we were around that area anyway. So, not a gambler. Nobody in the family is really into that kind of stuff. So basically, we went there mainly just for the flight. And it was an early flight, so we got there the day before and stayed the night in Vegas and took the kids to the Hard Rock Cafe. Kind of an old school, kind of a restaurant thing. Because I can remember when I was in high school, before the days of the internet, people traveling around to get the Hard Rock Cafe T-shirts, and it was a really big deal if you got a Hard Rock Cafe T-shirt, from Glasgow or Tokyo or something else like that. It was, oh wow, you've got some traveling, under you and stuff. Of course, now you can just order that stuff on Amazon. But they still had a lot of really cool artifacts there, and like I said, it's kind of an old mainstay. But we took them over to see the fountains of the Bellagio and walk through some of the theme hotels, New York, and kids have all been to New York, so it was kind of neat for them to see the New York hotel, the Luxor and all those typical things. Didn't go see any shows or anything, just went off to dinner, toured some of the hotels, got some, got some treats here and there, and got back to the hotel because it was an early start the next day. But primarily primarily the vacation was about hiking and the natural beauty, not human created beauty, if that's what you want to call Las Vegas. But I got a video, and I'd intended to do a short little video of each of the places we stayed, and I'm way off my game, terribly sorry. Smoking the Curtis Meerschaum Churchwarden, and in it smoking some bourbon barrel aged plum pudding, which I was happily able to stock up on pretty well before the old tobacco debacle. But as I understand it, the Seattle Pipe Club stuff was made available again, or some new stocks came out, but I loaded up already, so I'm good. But hey, if you're interested, I think it's out there again. I love this stuff. My number one favorite tobacco, but it does take some maintenance. In any case, it had been my intention to take a little video each of the places we stayed. We stayed basically 2 nights in one place and moved on to another place, so we could move in and around that area and really kind of tour the whole Southwest when it comes to hiking trails and outdoorsy kind of stuff. The South Rim of the Grand Canyon, of course. I mentioned the hiking trails in Sedona. There's several hiking trails around Sedona that are really nice. And then in Kanab, and then in Zion National Park. So at a couple nights at 3 different Airbnbs essentially. I got the video the first night, which you'll see here in a minute, And then the second place we went to in up just outside the South Rim, got there the first night. It was nice. Went outside, had a nice pipe, and then I was like, well, I'll shoot the video on night two. Well, on night two it snowed, like a great deal of snow, which was nice because we haven't seen snow for a good long while. Since well, I mean, not really much snow in Maryland really for the last few years, but definitely not in El Paso. So it was nice to see snow, but it kind of ruined the whole video thing. So third place we go to in Kanab, again, really nice place. Had a back porch area with a hot tub that was really nice, and then even a balcony off the main bedroom. And I was, oh, this is a great little spot to record a video. You would think I would have learned my lesson from the previous place and recorded the video on the first night, but we had just gotten there, just had dinner. I was like, I just want to relax with a pipe. I'm on holiday. I'll do the video tomorrow. No snow, but this time there was rain the entire time. So the whole plan for that second day kind of got washed out, literally. But I did get some good still shots of the Grand Canyon, in some of the hiking areas around Sedona, some of the hiking areas around Kanab, Zion National Park. Really is worth your time if you enjoy natural beauty, God's creation. It's not a bad trip to take. We did Airbnbs the whole time. The only time we stayed in a hotel was when we were in Las Vegas, and I got a picture of Las Vegas on Strip as well. But it was a good time. The place we stayed down in the South Rim, I want to make sure I mention this because I have pictures in here of this that I'm going to include. It was Williams. I think Williams, Arizona was the name of the town. Smallish kind of town, but it was the last town to be bypassed by US 40. It's on Route 66, historic Route 66, and it was the last, kind of stopover town on Route 66 that got bypassed when they built the highway. And so they have a commemoration of that, like a wall painting. I have a picture of that, and a picture kind of like of the little downtown area, and it's really kind of cool. It's very nostalgic. The town survived. In point of fact, it's a nice little area, very very small town, but some nice little neighborhoods and a relatively new school. So it looks like they've done pretty well, largely because of the tourist trade, because of the South Rim. It's about an hour away from the South Rim to get into the park, actually at the South Rim. So, but I got a couple of pictures of that one from downtown as well. And I think that the final pictures are of Zion National Park. So, without further ado, I'll transition into the little introductory video. It was meant to be one of three, forgive me, and then some still shots of the Vacation. And then when we come back, video next week, we'll get back into Poetry in the Bible series, because while I was on holiday, I was reading Malcolm Guite's book on poetry, the poetic imagination. And there's some great insights in there and some great verses. And I think that there's some fun stuff to talk about. So we'll get back into that later. In the meantime, enjoy the videos and the pictures. Hope you have a great week. As always, happy reading.
Well, hello. Welcome back to the Piping Pastor Travel Edition. We're currently on holiday. This video will not get posted until we return. So if you're watching this, I'm already back. Well, we are taking a 10-day trip in and around the Southwest, not too far away from El Paso, about an 8 to 10 hour drive. We're doing a tour of the South Rim of the Grand Canyon. So, staying in 3 different places. We're currently in Sedona, enjoying some hikes around Sedona. It's a hiking vacation. So, even though in my ministry I do have to spend quite a bit of time out in the wilderness, the wife enjoys hiking in the mountains, and so does my oldest. So, taking a busman's holiday. But the accommodations are quite a bit nicer than what I normally have to deal with in the desert. So I've got a beautiful Airbnb house here. I'll do some still pictures of this. I'll include some still pictures of the hikes that we've been on and places that we've been on and so forth. But looking at some um, beautiful scenery, really enjoying God's creation over the next 7 or 8 days. And of course, brought the Whitlock Travel Pipe. And normally I do bring Northwoods with me when we travel, or when I travel, or when I'm out camping and so forth. But because you know what, it's a holiday and we're staying in nice places, not in tents in the desert. I decided to bring a couple of different tobaccos this time. So today in the Whitlock Pipe, I am smoking some Match Revelation and enjoying a cup of coffee out here, watching the sunrise, having a pipe and a coffee. Doesn't get much better than that. I also brought some Joe's Blend with me for the evening smokes. So look forward to sharing this holiday with you. I hope you're having a great week. As always, happy reading.